Well, ladies and gentlemen, this took me like 30 minutes, but this was the best I could manage with the things I have here. So we have a burn around 1600 DeltaV. We have a total of 1600 DeltaV. So if after this burn, we will have around 77 DeltaV over to do our correction, and we will end up at Kerbin at here. So that was the best I could do with the restrictions I had. So yeah, it took a lot of time, but this should be possible. If you had watched this, it would be like 30 minutes to 40 minutes I was working on just getting this approach. So let's see. Okay, so now I just need to time warp close to our maneuver, and then we're gonna execute it, and hopefully we will get home under 1600 DeltaV here. So yeah, this will be very, very tough to say it at least. This is too low margins for my taste. We will be really dependent in the game here. We will be really dependent on that anything that screws us up, like what's going to happen when you escape a system is that your calculations get a little bit off, and if they get too off, in our case, we are stuck in space here in a solar orbit with our 7 kerbals. Yeah, so this is a disaster is about to happen, but we have to hope that everything will go fine. So let's see, I will screw around with Kerbal alarm clock, and let's see if I can add new alarm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is such a great addition with the Kerbal alarm clock. It lets me actually put alarm at my waypoint exactly as I wanted. So let's put it 2 minutes and 1 minute before a maneuver node. Bam. And let's go to tracking station. Hopefully it will work, because I don't look forward to do all my navigation once again. I would have shown you guys the navigation, but it was just if I get the brood approach, I tried to pull back the DeltaV it took, and then I have to recalculate it, try a new course until I got to 1600, which was not really acceptable, but was the only thing I had. That was the only good chance I have here. It's possible to make it here, and what worries me is the escape from E will screw everything up, but if I can get it fairly correct here, it should be possible. If everything just goes smooth sailing, we escape without dropping off too much or anything like that, then it will work. Because then we have 77 DeltaV, and that is more enough to put us into the atmosphere of Kerbin without incident. But it really depends on the game right now. So yeah, because of that, because usually the escapes go very well, so you end up where you're supposed to be, or your trajectory ends up where it's supposed to be, but sometimes it doesn't. And is for those times that will be a big disaster, because we have 7 kerbals here. Otherwise, I have to mount a rescue thing here, but yeah, I never rescued anything in solar orbit. It can take millions of DeltaV, because if you can look at the speeds here we are talking about, yeah, so it will be a very hard rescue mission. I know some of you guys are hoping for my kerbals to just end up lost in space here, just because it's fun to see me being in Anchorage, and yeah, I'll be very sad. Okay, so we have 20 days and 30 days, so let's get into our things here. Okay, I really hope that Kerbal alarm clock stops me in time here. So, but now we are 1 day out, so I could set the brake on this if I want to. So, oh, this is my maneuver. Let's remove it here. I think it, as we are traveling at just 400 meters per second, this is where we are. As usual, we need an estimated burn. So let's point ourselves into the maneuver. Let's get a little bit closer. Yeah, so we are at a wide orbit, so it should be fairly easy to do the transfer, as we will, yeah. But you never know, you never know. A lot of things can go wrong. Okay, so let's do an estimated burn. 8 minutes and 48 seconds, sounds decent. So let's meet each other when I'm gonna execute this maneuver. Okay, it's time to execute this maneuver. We really need all the Kerbal gods to be on our sides. We don't want Quarkins, we don't want anything go wrong, because then we are royally screwed. Because then we have to rescue all of these Kerbals from the solar orbit. So let's start here. Okay, so we have 50 minutes. So let's see. Okay, this is really nervous work. As you can see, our DeltaV, we are soon here. We are at no point of return or something they call it, yeah. Because if we don't manage this, we will be screwed. I will try to slow down our time warp here in the last part. Let's slow down at 100, we go normal speed. So we're matching up here. Let's slow our roll a bit. We want to go slow here so we don't burn away any DeltaV we can be needing for making this. Okay, we are close to target. Okay, we have approach. Very good indeed. So let's focus on Kerbin. So let's see where we ended up. Ended up all the way under here. So we have 80 DeltaV. This should be... So let's turn off SOS. We don't want any adjustments. We will just use our, we will not say more than like 0.1 DeltaV doing this, but it will be... Okay, cool, so we ended up here, so let's escape the system and hopefully we will get approach. Hopefully I can make an adjustment, I think I can do an adjustment with less than 80 DeltaV to just end up in the system, but yeah, we will set our thrust limiters at a very low value, and then we will try to get it. Okay, so let's focus on our ship. At least the first part of this nightmare is over, so now it's the last part. Can I make it? Can I put our trajectory inside Kerbin without spending less than 80 DeltaV, which is what I have here? So let's just do our escape, and we will pray to the Kerbal gods that they don't screw up our transfer between the sun orbit and the escape area, because that's when things can happen. Things can go really, really wrong. Time warp complete. I think we are in the system now. So let's... Yes, I think I can make it. Maybe. We are not sure. So let's focus on Kerbin. Hopefully our trajectory is inside Kerbin, otherwise Oh, thank. Oh, yes. That would be such a disaster otherwise. Okay, so we are dealing with super low values here. So there we are. Okay, so let's see if we can get it here. We just completely miss it here. So if I go anti-normal, 20, no, please. Okay, so this will be challenging. Maybe I will not be able to make it. So what is happening here? Let's zoom out a bit so we can see what happens. Okay, this goes there, so if I go a little bit radial. Okay, so that is controlling our left and right here. So, oh, this is so close. Please, give 70 DeltaV. Oh man, this is close. Okay, I'm freaking out. Please. Yes. Okay, so then we want to go fine tune. Okay, we'll be able to, if we do this adjustment here, this normal adjustment here, we could use with the help of our we will be saving 8 DeltaV for disasters. Okay. And we save 8 DeltaV disasters. We can use our mono thrusters and thrust ourselves with the help of them to get closer to round. But let's execute this maneuver and hope for the best. First of all, this is super critical stuff, so I think let's just get rid of the alarm clock here. Or not. I want to warp close to it. So, okay, so let's do this at 20%, because that 20% is 4 times that. So let's do that. We want a long burn, so we can, if something goes wrong, we can keep it here. So let's put it here. And 20%, that's 5 times more time. Yeah, that should be more than enough. So let's put them there. And let's add an alarm so we don't have to, I don't have to go crazy. So 1 minute before I don't trust it. So sorry, we don't need this. Let's get rid of this. We can actually use the more standard one. Okay, so let's first go to our ship again. Yeah, because you can click on that, and that is 3 minutes before. So let's click on that. 3 minutes. And that will put us perfectly there. So we can time warp manually the last part. Point ourselves into the maneuver. Do a small burst, so we get the estimated burn. I will guess around 2 minutes. I was playing in that could go really wrong. 1 minute and 25 seconds. Thank you. So, what we want to do now is, okay, math voice.
30 minutes is 30 seconds, plus 10 seconds, 40 seconds, 42.5 seconds.
Over here, and then we will go to Kerbin, so we can see this happening. This is a very critical maneuver. And I will wait patiently until we are close to 42.5 seconds. So I don't. This time I will take all precautions so I don't destroy all our kerbals. We're closing into our correction burn here. So let's hope for the best. This is a very important one, as we are at we don't have more than 8 DeltaV to spare after this one, but I think it will go very well here, because yeah, I would probably use my mono thrusters for the last part, making that. And this time, at least, it's not like I never had where I got grabbed by gone into another sphere of influence of a system and the numbers has been off. So yeah, so I'm kind of counting on that, but mostly I guess if we are at the edge of that sphere of influence, there will not be any problems, because I can use the mono thrusters for correcting my course if this is needed. So yeah, I'm going slow here. We better go slow here, because this is... We have several Kerbals lives are at stake here, so we need to... Yeah, we really need this. But yes, this is going good so far. Slow our roll a bit. Okay, so let's go slowly here. So we have 8 DeltaV left here, so let's use that last DeltaV to get... I want to end up at 46,000 meters, because then with our big health shield it is very effective. It will grab us. In worst case scenario, we'll just go around the globe a bit. So yeah. So let's get closer. Yeah, let's set us up at 46,000 meters. Okay, so far everything great. We have 7 DeltaV to spare. We are slowly shooting into that. I think this is more exact than our mono thrusters. Okay, we are getting... So... Okay, so let's see here. I need to go, that's anti-normal. So if I go normal, small fluctuations here. Because of the center of mass is... That is 64,000, I want 46,000. I think it will... What will happen if I go prograde and retrograde a bit? Let's find out. I think it will be a big change. That was right into the system. Okay, so let's get out of the map. Limit our thrusters, even more, limit our engine power to 20 times less, so we can get that. We don't want to waste our last 6 DeltaV here. We want this to be exact. Okay, let's go back to the map. And we will go one throttle of 1. So that is, let's see, fluctuation here while we are turning, because as recalculate our trajectory a bit. Okay, let's see if I can get it. Oh, it's so tiny. So tiny. I think the thrusters are having a too big effect here. This is one. Wait, let's half that to 0.5 so we get this. And I have to decouple as late as possible, because this ejecting force has actually, the ejecting force has actually matters here because if we would eject things. So yeah, I will eject them at the last possible moment because I don't have any DeltaV to adjust for it. Yeah, so that's I have to think about that. Okay, so how much does the RES does? Let's put down SOS. At least it's cheap. So if we are lucky, we will just get the number. It's too much. Okay, yeah, we have to do it with help. Okay. Oh, I will mess about here a bit. Okay, let's. Trick. Let's shut down the engines and see. Yeah, that will give us even less power. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we just used one engine. Okay, that's good enough. That is good. So let's go back to our ship. Activate engine. Yeah, so I never used it like that. That was actually a smart thing because then you can half your power, but you will be a little bit off thrusting. But yes, it worked in this scenario. So let's point ourselves to the prograde because I want to see when we are traveling through space. We will end up here. Go up here. So there is something there. We have Kerbin there. We will come under Kerbin, I think. So we are 200 days out. It goes away again because we took a long curve around it. So we will catch up with it later. Okay, we have 60 days out. We have 6 meters of DeltaV. There is the moon and Kerbin. So bam, we are here. Let's see what happens with our target. We're on target, so that's really good. Oh, we will make it. We will make it. My friends, we will make it. So that was really, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, you guys are happy, you're getting home. We are going home. That was not sure a little bit a while ago. So let's get here. Hello, Kerbin. Bam, we are here. I think I want to get a bit closer before we decouple. So we are at 160. This is a good time to decouple. Get our solar panels in. Sticky our heat shield. I like that. Okay, so yeah, we can inflate it now. It will, so we will break so as soon as possible. Let's see our trajectory end up. Yeah, that's good. So we are at 3,600 meters per second almost. So that one is going to the moon. So let's speed this up until we are inside the atmosphere. So we have a lot of speed to bleed off here. So now, a lot of speed. So we can see here, if let's put it in this view. Will it remember my view? Yes, it will. Okay. Good thing is, this is already breaking us. It's bleeding off speed already. And we can see our escape is getting less and less props possible here, and the faster we go here. So we are at 40,000 meters. And we are soon to about to get orbit. Maybe we'll make it another trip around. I'm not sure. Oh, this is not the correct one. That's the flying debris. Where are you? Invisible. We already... Yeah, so we will land here. Okay, now it came here. So, yeah. It seems like the heat shield is very durable because it doesn't have ablator stats, so you can more or less go here in any speed. So, yeah, we will be landing this turn round. I think we don't have start... Oh, we are starting to get up, but we will probably break ourselves so fast that we will start getting down again. So we're going up now. You can see the vertical speed is getting slower, and slower, and it will start falling down again. So yeah, so yes, we are inside the highest point inside the atmosphere now. We are definitely going in here. We are bleeding at speed here. So let's activate our... Maybe it was a little bit too soon to activate my parachutes, but I think they were released at a very safe distance, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yes, what I was worrying about, it was just getting inside here. We had such a tight budget to do everything, so, but I'm very happy that we made it without tight budget. This started as a routine mission. When we went to Eve, everything went smooth, and then we realized that we had very tight DeltaV budgets. So I think if I'm gonna do this again with a lander, I will give it around 8,000 DeltaV in space, so I have 1,000 DeltaV extra, so I don't have to do this again, because this was nerve-wracking. Okay, this is not very exciting, so let's speed this up a bit. And one benefit of the heat shield is so wide also, so it breaks you. It also serves as a kind of air brake for you. At the same time, it's safe. It doesn't create any heat for your critical parts. So we are going inside here. It looks like the mountains. Okay, there our drogue chute was activated, and here comes our parachutes. So our speeds are at a very safe. So let's speed this up. It will not be so exciting. So we are 7,000 meters above the ground. So yeah. This is routine. I tested this in my simulations while I created this, so I'm not worried about it. As soon as our big parachute has inflated, I will get rid of the shield here. And we'll use some extra weight. We can see it go there. So now it's kind of routine. It will explode here. We can see the shadow. There is our shadow. So we are going below 7 meters per second, but when I've designed this habitat, the hitchhiker storage container, it can take more than 7 meters per second, so it's a high risk if you use it as a bottom part. It will explode with your kerbals inside them. Okay, let's... Nothing exciting here. I don't see anything interesting here. Maybe we can get some science. Maybe we shouldn't land with our... We shouldn't land with our things here. Okay. Something exploded. I think it was some science part that exploded in the service bay. And now it's jittering here, so... Okay. Will we be able to stop? Okay, so we can't recover. We can recover a vessel here. Let's see. Let's send out Valentina. Get some science in case I don't have this anymore anyway. So let's recover. And let's find out how much XP our Kerbals have gone on this. This was a fun mission. It was really nerve-wracking for me. I said it before, yes. It was really, I was not looking forward to be lost in space. So we got 600 science. That's good parts. We got some refunds, not interested. So this was very interesting here. We got 16 XP gained, 17, she got 9, they got 23. So everyone is level 3 now. So that's really, it was really worth this trip to take all my Kerbals, because that really make things more easy. And we still have the flooding problem here at the Kerbal Space Center. What I want to do before I quit this episode is to spend some science on our, let's see if we can find it, research and development. Okay, so as you can see, I don't have a lot of more stuff to spend science on in this game. I've got most of the parts here, so let's see if we can get something interesting here. I haven't started with the mining things, so that's not critical now. We have the bigger remote guidance unit, not really interested right now. Ion propulsion, that sounds really cool, but then we will have to deal with an even lower thrust to weight ratio compared to our atomic engines, but we could, let's pick these two up. This is more parts for a space plane and aeroplanes. I don't really care. I haven't taken this one yet. The grabbing unit, I'm not sure what it does. I have to look that up. So how much do I have left? I can take one of the more expensive end games here. So this is a very interesting engine, because it actually just uses liquid fuel like a space airplane engines while it's inside atmosphere, and then switches over and becomes a rocket engine as soon as there is not enough oxygen to fire. So it's a really cool part. Maybe I should use that. It can be very economic, because if we look at the ISP, let's see. There is two kinds of engines here. So which one is which? So our rocket parts engine has an ISP at sea level of 275, which is about average around 300. So that's quite good. But if we are using it as engine here, it's actually around 3,200 when it has. We can give it oxygen. So it's really that will actually. It's a really interesting part. Yes, I want it. I want to build something with it. It was a really interesting part. So what have we here? That was the science wing, a probe, and we have a grab unit. So what is it cost? 160 plus 2,000 science. I will get that in a couple of missions. So yeah, that was really good. And that was everything. And here at the flooded underwater city of Kerbals, they are using their scuba gear, but they have not yet invented a rocket engine that can use water. Okay, yeah, that was awful. Okay, so that was everything for this episode, and as always, thank you for watching.